Task number 8, custom rules. This task is part of the John the Ripper module, which is part of the complete beginner path on TryHackMe. What are custom rules? As we journeyed through our exploration of what John can do in single crack mode, you may have some ideas about what some good mangling patterns would be, or what patterns would pass, or what patterns your password would use. That could be replicated with a certain mangling pattern. The good news is you can define your own sets of rules, which John will use to dynamically create passwords. This is especially useful when you know more information about the password structure of whatever your target is. Common custom rules. Many organizations will require a certain level of password complexity to try and combat dictionary attacks, meaning that if you create an account somewhere, go to create a password and enter Polo password. You may receive a prompt telling you that passwords have to contain at least one of the following: capital letter, number, and symbol. This is good. However, we can exploit the fact that most users will be predictable in the location of the symbols. For the above criteria, many users will use something like the following: Polo password 1 and then the symbol. Exclamation point. A password with the capital letter first and the number followed by the symbol at the end. This pattern of the familiar password, appended and prepended by modifiers such as the capital letter or symbol, is a memorable password that people will use and reuse when they create passwords. This pattern can let us exploit password complexity predictability. Now this does meet the password complexity requirements. However, as an attacker, we can exploit the fact we know the likely position of these added elements to create dynamic passwords from our word lists. How to create custom rules. Custom rules are defined in john.conf file, usually located in etc john and then john.conf if you have installed John using a package manager or built from source with make, and in option john.conf on the TryHackMe attack box. Let's go over the syntax of these custom rules using the example above as our target pattern. Note that there is a massive level of granular control that you can define in these rules. I would suggest taking a look at the wiki here in order to get a full view of the types of modifiers you can use, as well as more examples of rule implementation. Let's see. So we have the rule reject flags. We have here the rejection rules, even a don't reject rule. Numeric constants and variables. Right here also we have, it's pretty much looking like a regex. Character classes, matches the symbol question mark. Right here matches vowels with question mark, V, lowercase v. Right. Okay, we'll leave this open and let's go further. The first line. Here, list of rules. We have here the list of rules and then TryHackMe rules. List used to define the name of your rule. Hyphen list used to define the name of your rule. This is what you will use to call your custom rule as John argument. We then use the regex style pattern match to define where in the word will be modified. Again, we will only cover the basics and most common modifiers here. Uppercase A and lowercase z takes the word and appends it with the characters you define. Uppercase A with 0 takes the word and prepends it with the characters you define. Lowercase c capitalizes the character positionally. These can be used in combination to define where and what in the word you want to modify. Lastly, we then need to define what characters should be appended, prepended, or otherwise included. We do this by adding character sets in square brackets, in the order they should be used. These directly follow the modifier pattern inside of double quotes. Here are some common examples. Yeah, basically regex, as I said. 0 to 9 will include numbers from 0 to 9. 0 will include only number 0. Uppercase A to Z will include both uppercase and lowercase from A to Z. Uppercase A to uppercase Z will include only uppercase letters. Lowercase a to lowercase z will include only lowercase letters, will include only a, lowercase a. And here we'll have symbols, will include all those symbols. Putting this all together in order to generate a word list from the rules that would match the example password, polo, password, 1, and exclamation point. Assuming the word polo password was in our word list, we will create a rule entry that looks like this. We have the list rules with a colon and then polo password, which is our password. And then we provide the regex that we want to match for this password. In order to capitalize the first letter, we use C. So polo password will always start with uppercase P, right? Then we have uppercase A with lowercase z. Append to the end of the word. So start the dictionary attack with uppercase P for polo password and then go to the end of the word and include numbers from 0 to 9 and then symbols, these symbols, right? 0 to 9, we have number range from 0 to 9 and then follow symbols that is one of these. Using custom rules, we could then call this custom rule as a John argument using the -- rule equals polo password flag. As a full command, we have John -- word list. We are pretty familiar with this by now. And this is what is introduced. -- rule equals polo password and then path to our file, which our file will contain this. As a note, I find it helpful to talk out the patterns if you're writing a rule as shown above. The same applies to writing regex patterns too. Okay, so one thing that just came into my mind. If we go to regex, actually, let's say not regex pattern, regex explain. This is what I wanted to show you, regexer. Let's take this and then copy here. If we go down here, we see that 0 to 9, it's a range, matches a character in the range from 0 to 9, right? Case sensitive. I mean, this is not applied because it's numbers, right? If we copy this, let's paste this also. We have a char set, match any character in the set. Match an exclamation point, pound, dollar, %, and @ right? This is a pretty cool website. If you want to test or learn regex, pretty simple to use, and just paste here the expression or type the expression. You have settings, you have flags, you can type JavaScript, server side, whatever. You can do a lot of things. Regexer, awesome. I guess we'll come back to that, but for now that will suffice. Jumbo John already comes with a large list of custom rules which contain modifiers for use almost all cases. Modifiers for use almost all cases. If you get stuck, try looking at those rules around line 6, 7, 8. If your syntax isn't working properly. Now, time for you to have a go. Answer the questions below. What do custom rules allow us to exploit? Right over here, password complexity predictability. What rule would we use to add all capital letters at the end of the word? We have AZ, like this. What flag would we use to call a custom rule called Okay, let's copy all of this, paste it over here, and just change password, Polo password with TryHackMe rules. Awesome.